Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 686. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinstein,
Hello.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Hey.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. Once again, we are live on Twitch. I just got notified we went live. You know how I got notified? You guys know how I got notified? Mike, tell me how I got notified. How did I get notified?
I don't know. I'm a console player.
I'm subscribed, Mike. I'm subscribed.
That doesn't
Jesus,
make any
man.
sense. You can do
I
that
gave
on
you a
console.
layup. Anyways.
I don't know anything about technology.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a little bit, but it's not anything to get into. I was mostly joking on that, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Let's talk movies, though, guys. Welcome once again, listeners. The thing I was getting at earlier is if you subscribe to this podcast, you can get notified when we go live on Twitch, and you can join us live at 8 o'clock on Tuesday nights. You can also subscribe to YouTube. That's where we have all of our video content, so you get notified when we post over there. You can watch this stuff historically stored for all time, so you can watch us be idiots and say sometimes really inventive, smart things, and other times just disagree with each other.
Yeah. We might have something tonight.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if we will. But
We might.
Not in this podcast. Maybe the Gamecast.
Yeah,
but I
said tonight. I didn't say this episode.
I don't think there's any disagreements. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see.
I hope there are.
I don't think there are, because I think we're all in the same boat.
Stay tuned.
Guys.
Stay tuned.
Sparks
Anyways.
will fly.
No. Okay, we can hype it up. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna get
Venom.
Yeah, words. But all right,
Hurt
guys.
feelings.
What have we been watching?
Woo woo.
I don't know if I can say if I've watched much this week at all. I'm trying to think, like, myself. I mean, I played a lot of stuff this week, but watched wise, I mean, just some older shows. Nothing really going on right now for me. What about you guys? Anything, Corey? Anything for you?
Anime, mostly anime, and one that I would highly recommend is Ninja Kamui. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Kamui something.
Okay.
It's basically like John Wick. If John Wick was a futuristic ninja assassin instead of just like a kung fu assassin. But it's a retired ninja out of the game, hiding from the organization. They find him, they do bad things, and he has to do and take his revenge. And the animation is fantastic. A lot of action, very, very gory. If you can't stomach that, there's a lot of gore in it, but it is really good so far. It's only a couple episodes, but I'm very impressed with it. Yeah, it's basically brand new.
Can you watch on a service, or we
service?
we sail on the high seas for this one?
No, it's on HBO.
HBO
on Max.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, or not HBO. It's Max.
On Max. It doesn't matter. What's funny about that was bad branding for them too. Like, I've seen this, like, Twitter to X, HBO to Max. This is where things have messed up. Like, I mean, Warner Brothers
Bring back 2000 where everyone wants an X in their shit.
Warner Brothers, though, is just like, what a lost company. Like, they just don't know. They have no direction. And
I mean, HBO Max is fine. But
they have intentionally bad direction, I feel like.
No, but you
What is this?
can.
Are we arguing already? Wow.
We're not arguing. We're talking about we're disagreeing loudly.
So you're disagreeing that we're disagreeing.
We're agreeing loudly. We're agreeing loudly.
No. I'm disagreeing with that Zlaslov guy.
No. I'm disagreeing with. Listen, you can change people that run the company, but the company still runs like shit. So maybe the problem isn't who they get to run it. Maybe it's the people that control it.
Okay.
Because if they're still having issues, as we've got one of our
It's
stories.
ownership.
Yeah, one of our stories is about the fact that, that whole protected property, they canceled the Lois and Superman show, right? Was it Superman Lois? I forget what they called it exactly. The one on CW. They canceled that because of they don't want conflicting Superman legacy. We're back to this again, where they don't want conflicting Superman.
Yeah.
This is what happened with Smallville, Mike.
I know, but I also
New...
As much as I've carried this pitchfork, I feel like this is maybe debunked. This might be an anti-gun bullshit thing.
What? You feel okay, Mike? You got a fever there?
I feel like no. I just feel like I feel like this might be like a little exaggerated because everyone is mad at Gunn taking over.
I don't
don't think everyone's mad. There's a
I
lot
don't
of
think
people
it's
that are
just
excited.
See,
No,
again,
but I mean, there's a lot of sentiment against that, and
From the
this
Snyder
seems like
fans.
scapegoating.
just
Who
one
else
cult.
is mad?
Just one cult, Mike. Not
Who else is mad?
yeah.
People
we are-
who
we are
dislike
all
Snyder
anything.
bots. That's
We
really
are
all it
all
is.
wow. We're gonna get into some fights tonight. You're right. We are all like angry today. No, I think that Mike. I think
Fine.
when you have the
You know
same
what? I'll go the
policy-
other way. I guess it's true, and Gunn did it because he's insecure about his shitty movie that's coming out.
You could do that, yeah. You
There
could
we
make
go.
that statement. My statement would be more about the fact that this is the same policy it's been since before Gunn, so it's not his doing.
It
We've had
was,
this.
and then it wasn't. I mean, we had a whole, series called that. I mean, not many people paid attention to. Sure, it's only with movies, really. Like movies are what's protected. They don't care about TV series or other stuff. But
Sure.
once a movie
Absolutely.
happens, it like trumps everything, which is
Yeah,
silly
I got you.
because I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
but
where the
this
money is
This is what
anymore.
they've always done. Like, I mean, I remember even in the tail end of Justice League, what was Unlimited? Yeah.
Unlimited.
Like we
Okay.
stopped seeing
So,
Batman and
first
Joker
two.
as much because they were launching, the new Batman movie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Just I think they canceled even the Batman. What's the Batman? One of the animated things or something like that.
Mhm.
It's
One of
like
the
they didn't
animated shows
want-
got canceled. It was Batman Brave and the Bold, I think.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
I thought that was after the Batman.
maybe you're right.
But
I don't
anyway,
know.
like,
Timelines are
What's
messed
in
up.
everyone? Yeah.
This is just the status
What's
quo.
more, but what's more weird about this now is everyone has the multiverse out. They've been going with lately.
Mhm.
So I don't really understand why, but again, I feel like they feel like too much is banking on
We'll see.
what happens
We'll see.
with this Superman and
Well, there is a lot.
Guardians
Well,
of his
people have
dog.
There
been
is a lot on this
trained
movie.
for the multiverse. Like if it's a comic book movie or if it's like some type of property, you're training your audience to think that it's going to be part of some bigger thing. And
Right.
when it's not, people are upset.
I actually read a thing. I don't think we have it in our news that someone came out they had to specify that X-Men 97 is not part of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, who cares? It could be.
It could be.
Multiverse.
So
What if?
my theory, and before I forget, I'll make it. Obviously, still have what we've been up to for you guys, but my theory is Henry Cavill got cast as Cyclops.
No, I don't think so.
He's so jacked to play Cyclops.
I know,
maybe,
but there's a
but-
role. There's like
There was
someone-
a rumor that he did accept a role at
Yes,
Yeah.
Marvel.
multiple people reporting it, not just
Yeah.
one person. So
Mhm.
it seems like this has happened, but it's who he's playing.
What
and,
if he
like,
was the new Wolverine?
Oh my God. I'd
Why
be
would
out.
they go with a giant person again? Like they have a chance to go smaller.
Because they feel because Jackman was successful.
Yeah.
No one wants to look at short, hideous people
Hey,
like myself.
Oh, Jesus. We don't have to get
So-
defecating here.
now you're just hating on yourself,
No,
man.
no. I mean that's the message that Hollywood says. No one wants short people.
But I mean, I'm just
Tom
saying, like,
Cruise.
Tom
Tom Cruise is an
would like
inch
a word
below
for it.
average,
Tom
and he
Cruise
gets
would like a
made
word
fun
for
of
it.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, once it came out that the guy was 5'8", heaven forbid, he's like, oh, this midget, like, so
No,
whatever.
but I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm not proclaiming it, but like, let's entertain that thought, because honestly, if I think about it, like a young
Hugh Jackman.
yeah, Hugh
Younger.
Jackman and Henry Cavill now, I'm like,
Yeah.
I could see
you
it.
can see it.
I
You
could
can
kind of
see it.
see it, right?
Yeah, I could too. Like that's the problem I have with it though, because I feel like it's too similar.
No,
I
and
don't
again,
know
we
if you
get
wanna
back to
do-
that same
yeah.
point, we
Yeah.
talked about before. Like, I would just prefer brand new casting, like somebody that's up and coming
Yeah.
rather than.
I've admitted many times I'm a huge Henry Cavill fan on here.
Yeah.
Like I talked about this, but I don't want him in that role myself.
Mm.
The ladies
don't-
do, though. The ladies love him.
I don't want to see him in a superhero role anymore. I think
Well, it's
too-
happening, Mike. It's happening.
stunt casting,
What if he's
I feel
a
like.
villain?
Yeah, he
What
could be a
about
villain, just like
There was a-
Batman.
there was-
Sure, I guess that's
He-
different enough.
What about
but,
what if he's Doctor Doom?
Hmm. I don't think it's
yeah.
Doom, but I mean, I could see him being in a villain
He's-
role.
I don't think you cast Henry Cavill and not show off
See
his
his face.
face and physique, right? I just don't
Yeah.
think you
Mhm.
do that, right?
You're right. I mean that's why it's like so out there that it might be that. Like that's the most holy shit. What are they doing? But I don't know.
Plays on
So,
like all the pretty
Maybe
boys. Like,
Sabretooth, I don't know.
Oh, that wouldn't be, now that one I would take. That would be good.
Yeah.
I'd take it as Sabretooth. That'd be good. It's similar to
I
Wolverine, but
prefer
it works.
Sabretooth over Cyclops. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I agree, but I just thought maybe Cyclops out of this thing.
Yeah,
What's
that
their
makes it silly.
I guess there's Captain Britain out there, stuff like that that people have been saying. But
They're
we'll
not
see.
going to even fucking worry about Captain Britain.
I know.
Unless you're talking
That's
like
such
the
a, oh, he's
flashback
got an
sequence or
accent.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
That's like the unimaginative casting where every bald person is like Lex Luthor that they
Yeah.
know, like every
Yeah.
time. I watch YouTube things like so. The only thing I've been watching lately is actually watching with John Boy and Jake, and they watch the old Guts episodes, and
Oh, nice.
they
wow.
bet
Guts.
they place a bet on which kid they think is gonna win, and they like compete with each other over the course of a season, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty funny to see that. So they watch Guts, and
I
I
think
it's fun.
I will say that I could promote another YouTube channel here on this channel. There's Saturday Morning Max Out. It's called. It's basically a guy with his daughter has compiled all of the old Saturday morning cartoons. Like he's got multiple compilations of these things. They're like 4-hour blocks. Basically, he does mimic the Saturday morning cartoon run that you used to do as a kid, like 8 to 12. So he does a 4-hour block where you watch like, you know, some he'll have Dino Riders and like Mask, and he'll do like a mix. He'll do like a mix of them. And during the shows, he'll actually mix in old cartoons, not cartoons,
Commercials.
commercials. Thank you. He'll actually do the old commercials mixed in with it. He did. It's a lot
That's
of
cool.
work. He did a really nice job. I don't know how it's still posted, like copyright wise.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
I
screwing
can't.
this up, but
Maybe.
But
Probably
it's,
nobody
it
I
does,
can't imagine. I
it's
can't
such
imagine
old
that.
properties. It's
Mhm.
such old properties.
Yeah.
Like I just watched one with Muppet Babies and Pee-wee's Playhouse, and like he's got a whole bunch of mixes on there.
People
It's
on
very
that.
cool. Yeah, I like again Saturday Morning Max Out. It's called. Tony, anything for you?
Yeah, I finished up Blue Eyed Samurai.
Oh, nice.
So
How'd you like that?
yeah, I mean,
Right?
I really liked it. Like the whole season. I mean, obviously it's adult and mature and all
Yeah.
that, has dark themes and stuff that happens, but it really by the end gave me Avatar vibes. And I know that might sound weird on the surface level, but I just think the character like personalities, along with like the humor beats, because there is still humor in the series, right?
Yeah,
It's not
there
like
was.
you're just
Yep.
dark and dour and all that stuff. But like I felt like Ringo had like some of that Sokka humor and just like the comic relief,
Yeah,
right?
That's your accurate.
You had
actually, yeah.
Taigen as like the Zuko like parallel
Mm.
where it's like, you know, dishonored, you know, angry warrior and stuff like that. And as what's her name, Azumi or Zemi was the Katara parallel, I think, with like, you know,
Mhm.
feminism and, you know, being a woman and stuff like that. But I loved it overall.
Yeah.
There was some surprises along the way. There's one thing that happened in one episode, like towards the end, not the actual finale, but I was like, oh shit! I was like, was not expecting that. Like,
Yeah.
they kind
There
of
was
like,
some.
yeah, some twists, and I was like, oh, I was like, that's depressing. Like,
Yeah.
just what happened there? I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
There was a little like my jaw was down a little bit during those sequences right there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, yeah,
The finale did also kind of subvert my expectations. I'm not sure if in a good way yet. I'm still, you know, thinking about it. It wasn't bad, but I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And just for people who don't know, season 2 has been confirmed, right?
it wasn't when I watched it. But
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, what? How is that gonna work, right? Like,
yeah.
it's just in a place where I'm like, you're making it harder on yourselves to pick this up. I think, right? Because it's like when you just have things that happen, and I'm not trying to give anything away, but sort of like, you know, Empire or whatever, like you have characters that are just like, oh, this thing happened and what's going on, like who knows, but
Yeah.
you know, we'll figure it out in 2 years. But other than that, just typical anime. Frieren and Delicious in Dungeon, again, I recommend both of
yeah.
those.
Good stuff.
For fantasy, slice of life, comedy, stuff like that. That's it.
All right. Let's see. Box office. I mean, not much to talk about really.
No, we can talk about Madam Web.
Madam Web
do it.
opened. And what did it do?
The tree falls in a
25?
forest.
Did it even do 25? It did over the weekend. It did a 4-day. Like it did 15, right? Oh yeah. 15 over the weekend, 3-day.
Well done.
Yeah. So the lowest opening for a Spider-Man universe movie of all time. So it shattered that record.
Is it Spider-Man universe? Seems like they're trying to
bit
like
of a
not
stretch
be in the
there.
Spider-Man universe by.
It's the most Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
It's got Uncle Ben.
like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I have
Look,
only seen clips of this
I'm
movie,
just-
and I just keep rolling my eyes.
I'm just glad it's out now because we can finally say definitively that Sony, without Marvel's help, they should not do anything, right? Because
I mean,
Venom was the one thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think, but the thing is,
Venom
I think,
spawned all this is unfortunate.
sequel-
because they're like,
well, no,
Yeah, the
they
sequel.
had these plans long ago, right? They had that like with Amazing Spider-Man 2, they had the Sinister Six plan, right? You guys remember?
No, they did.
Back then, they all did that. I think Venom is successful despite everything else. Like, Venom is just like that popular, which
just
is hard
came
for
out
me
of
to admit 'cause I
nowhere,
don't
which
like
is
Venom
weird,
that much,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
but like Mobius failed, and now Madam Web is failing, and it's just why, right?
And
That's why.
Craven's probably gonna be hot garbage.
I would assume so.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the dialogue in this movie, from what I've seen from clips, is just so bad.
Everything
like
bad about
when
this.
you're watching it, you're like, this was the best take they had.
Yeah,
This was the best one. Yeah. I showed you guys. Did you watch the video I posted about with her driving the ambulance?
Yeah.
And him the villain jumping into the ambulance and try to get hit by it. Like it wasn't gonna hit him. He could have just ducked, and he jumped into it instead.
Yep.
It was just hilarious. So this abysmal opening. It makes at least Kevin Feige's got more leverage now in terms of negotiation to help with this, because there's a lot of Spider-Man 4 turmoil now. Like,
this
movie
like
is,
they're just putting these Spider-Man movies out so that they can keep the Spider-Man license. Is what it seems like. It's like the Fantastic Four thing that they did a long time ago.
Yeah, but I thought the Spider-Man movie.
Like, what is the premise of this movie? Like, this character doesn't make any sense for
I don't know
what they're doing.
I don't know what they were doing.
I saw this one reviewer saying like this movie feels like the actors just were ad-libbing things because they couldn't believe the things they were reading.
I can see that.
I can see it.
So I was like,
But separately, and I didn't post it, but I did see there's talks that apparently it's Feige, whoever from Sony, and Tom Holland are having discussions about the direction of Spider-Man 4, right? Because last official word is he doesn't want to commit unless he feels it's worthy, right?
Yeah. He's on Feige's side, apparently. He wants it more grounded.
And also, Feige said he doesn't want the director from Spider-Man 3 back. He wants a new director, apparently.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, the whole thing is they want to, I guess Feige and Tom want to do a more ground level, street level kind of thing, where Sony saw that No Way Home money and is like, yo, we can get, Toby and Andrew back, no problem. And it's like,
they want that. They want Venom in there. They want their Madam Web. They want all these people in that movie. That's what they want.
And it's just like, dude, no. Like, no.
Yeah. So
the whole point of the end of that movie was taking it back to the streets. I mean, that was the whole thing. So it's like that's where we want. That's where the fans want. Come on.
Yep. So, all right. Moving to the little news. That's the box office. Bob Marley was, I think, #1 movie of the weekend, so it did pretty well actually for its budget.
It was a Bob Marley movie.
Yeah, Bob Marley, One Love. Yeah, did almost 30 million. Did 28.6. Yeah. So.
There is a
he's happy about
it. $100 million.
Yeah, his estate. There
yet, so.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's go with. We talked about Warner Brothers. This was interesting. There was a pitch apparently for a Batman Beyond animated film. Director Patrick Harpin.
This fucking hurt me, dude.
Yeah.
Just like the game.
So they were enthusiastic to pitch it. The studio said, "All right, well, listen, but just so you know, we're not making this movie." And at least they pitched it. And then they said at the end of it, at least a maybe. So it must have been really good if it convinced him to maybe think about a movie. The artwork, the concept art looked awesome.
And I just hope and I pray that somebody on that fucking panel, whoever it was like, shit.
Yeah.
Like,
that's good.
Like, the Spider-Verse has done so well. Why don't we make an animated movie like that, but with Batman? And we could use Batman Beyond? These guys want to do that shit? All right, let's give them a try, right?
That Niles Spider-Man and that, Terry Batman? Come on, let's get it.
Yeah.
I think this would be really cool. I think this would be that's a cool take on it, Tony. I wasn't even thinking that aspect of it, but it would be a very cool take to do a kind of a Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Gunn was trying, or someone was like on DC was trying to get the team behind Spider-Verse movies to make a DC movie.
Yeah, so there you go.
I guess the problem is though that even though they say maybe since this is out, I feel like it means it's not happening.
Or it's trying. I mean, well, they did it with Deadpool. Remember, they just released their concept and then it got made.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that was a whole thing though. Like this. Is
But
just
this may
they
start
changed
it. Maybe this starts it.
No, I don't disagree. Like they can drum up some.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I hope the online buzz about this because
Just
I
like
think
they
after
fixed
Spider,
Suicide Squad.
Across the Spider-Verse, I think people are open to other interpretations of the hero characters, where it's not like, oh, cool, it's not just Peter Parker, it's not just Bruce Wayne. There are other people that take up the mantle and stuff like that. And animated is low risk, right? Because it's like if it fails, then whatever. You're not like being shit. We got to reboot in 8 years or whatever like that, and then you miss your shot. Like we saw with the Justice League and everything. So
yeah,
can't be worse than that, right?
No.
Oh, we've seen it can be worse now.
All right. Other news: Peacock and Paramount are
Paracock.
in talks to merge into a single platform. This would make a lot of sense with these two. I know that Paramount has been shopping itself around quite a bit, and I know Comcast is shopping around Peacock, so that would make a lot of sense. Apple was talked about. I think they even mentioned they met with Amazon.
They met with everybody. Look,
yeah,
everybody's meeting with everybody.
It's so funny because it's like this is that whole Star Wars like meme with the you become the thing you were set out to destroy or whatever. Yeah. It's like that's these companies, these streaming services were trying to break off of being like a single entity, and now they're all coming back together.
Yeah. And let me further that conversation. And this is crazy. I'm sitting here at home tonight, and I had just showered and I was getting dressed, and then my wife yells that the internet's out. So I was like, "What are you talking about?" So I went down because the internet wasn't out. So I walked down and I saw that the TV was frozen.
Wait, you had to do troubleshooting at home?
I thought
you hated that, Jim.
I do hate it. Absolutely, I hate trouble.
Okay.
I was going to call their support, but anyways.
So you didn't refund anything though, right?
Not right away.
Okay. Good.
Get a refund for your internet. I wish you could do that.
My internet's fantastic though. I can't argue about it. These guys are great. They're fantastic. So I knew it wasn't the internet anyways, but I went to turn on the TV again. We restarted the app, and the reason why I froze is because it said I had to set my home location because it had changed. And I'm like, what are you talking about? My home location changed. So Hulu and Disney apparently instituted their password sharing thing that we talked about. They had told me on that email that I had till March 15th to have to worry about that issue, and apparently that is not true because today on February 20th they prompted me to set my home location and sign me out of other locations.
That's funny.
Yeah, now you know what it is nobody's using this app for me right now except for myself. I use it at work. So
you're
are they telling? Yeah, so they're telling me that I
flag.
can't. Yeah, are you serious? Like I can't go to work and watch the thing that I pay for? Like this is cable then. This is fucking cable.
I think at least with Netflix it says, "Are you traveling?"
Yeah.
When you log in somewhere else, so maybe they'll let you do that, but I don't know for how long.
I don't know either, but I was shocked. It was only about an hour the TV was on, so yeah.
What's funny though is because all these services are floundering while Netflix is flourishing. So really, in a way, these companies, because of their greed, just spurred Netflix to make their own content.
I will praise Netflix a little bit here as we talk about the amount that they've increased their prices. Their ads here at $6.95 is an amazing value. Like I can't say that enough to you guys. Like that's
you don't get everything though, right?
Yeah, but you do. You get all their stuff.
No, you do not.
You don't. No, he's saying you get the Netflix stuff. You don't get the licensed content, which is fine, right? Yeah. Because like,
that's why I'm there.
I get two shits about DC content that's on there. Like, really? I don't care about that crap. Like, the DC content's on there, Mike, but I don't care about that on there.
I was trying to see Across the Spider-Verse on there, and that's what I couldn't.
That's the expensive paid for stuff. But the Netflix content that I'm subscribing for, like, that's what I get for $7 a month.
Avatar's out.
But, like, that system, like you guys said, I'm traveling. I've never been prompted to enter my home location. It knows where I sign in the most is my home location.
It's going to take some time.
But anyways, so all right. Last bit of news is for Corey. We saved the best for last.
Let's get some teasers for teasers, guys. But Borderlands.
I'm so confused. Go ahead.
The Borderlands movie. We got a first look at some of the characters from the Borderlands movie, which we've known about for a while. It was part of my most anticipated, obviously. We got to see Cate Blanchett as Lilith. We got Jamie Lee Curtis as Tannis. We have the girl that played young Gamora as Tiny Tina. Kevin Hart as Roland. We got Krieg. He's the guy that was in Creed.
Yeah, Creed. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was cool, and Jack Black is gonna be Claptrap, but
We got a little claptrap in this, little Jack
yeah,
Black in the teaser.
yeah, but it's cool. I got to see some, some actual stuff going on. A little teaser for teaser, though. So we're gonna get the full teaser. It's not a trailer, a teaser.
I'm just so confused. Like, you have to pre-announce an announcement?
Yes,
That's
that's
the way
what people
teasers
do. It's
And we'll get that
that's
into the
so
Gamecast too,
annoying.
because another company's doing that, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow.
Let's announce. Let's have an announcement for an announcement of. It's not like I said. It's not a trailer. It's a teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
It's
we'll
not
get to
trailer.
see it. So
Like
I'm
somebody
least
posted
game-
like
obviously.
9 seconds of Borderlands. I was like, what the fuck? There's no trailer. It's 9 seconds. It's like, watch full teaser tomorrow. I'm like, what
Yep.
do you fucking do? Just release it.
Wait, is tomorrow a teaser for
Tomorrow's the teaser.
the? Oh, really? For the
Yeah,
for the game?
the full
No,
teaser.
for the Gamecast. They did on the Gamecast. Elden Ring. Is that a teaser
Oh,
tomorrow?
the teaser.
I thought it was a real trailer, right?
Yeah,
Sorry,
but they
I'm
announced the
bringing-
teaser.
I know they did.
announced
Or
it.
they announced the trailer
Hours
tomorrow.
from
That's
now
it.
or whatever.
They announced a trailer at least. This
Yes.
is a teaser for a teaser.
No, I know, but
That's it.
like, who
I
cares?
know.
Just fucking drop the trailer.
But the teasers are like a minute and a half anyway.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah, I know. But
But yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it looked better than I expected, to be honest.
I will say that,
I'm
yeah, it did look better.
expecting nothing from this movie, and I was saying to Tony before we even went live, like the casting, in my opinion, is way off. Like,
Oh yeah.
if
yeah.
you want to make this a franchise, you don't get a 50-year-old woman to play a 20-something-year-old woman.
When they shot this was it was 4 years ago. Like she's 54 now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
You're right. You're right.
I mean,
you don't
she's
get
like the central character of these movies or some of these games, and if you want to have a franchise, like it's
They'll kill her
surprising
off
to
in
me.
this one.
I mean,
It's
it
just-
looks like it's a combination of multiple games, so it doesn't
Yeah.
look like it's going to be retelling of the first game because we don't even have certain characters from the first game in this so far.
Yep. So
It
in
feels like-
theaters August 9th. But go on, Mike.
Yeah, it just feels like someone like the generation above the generation that played this game like chose people they knew from like 20 years ago to cast the
Yeah.
entire movie.
But they
Could've
had
been.
creative
Mhm.
control. Like, what was it? Fucking, I forget his name.
Randy
now.
Pitchford and
Yeah, he had fucking.
Gearbox.
He
Last
had
word.
creative control. I thought over this.
No, they were heavily involved, from
Yeah.
my understanding. Like we saw
Like
Eli Roth
his
at
title
PAX
is
East.
related to
Maybe.
the movies, right? Now, like
Yeah.
the movie TV.
I don't know what
part
his title is,
of-
but
Maybe all this was his dream casting back when the first game came out in like 2007 or whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know how Kevin Hart is your dream casting for Roland. I don't know. It's
Hey.
inspiring casting. I'll say that.
Jack Black can do voices. We've learned this last
Yeah,
year.
he's
So.
he was the one bright spot in my opinion. I'm gonna hold off, final judgment. Obviously, I'm gonna be
Oh.
very excited to see everything, but
I will be there. I'll
I
be there
do
watching
not
this with you.
have
I'll watch
any
this with you.
expectations as far
Yeah.
as quality goes.
I will say, Corey, let's go to the for this one. We should go to the Hackettstown Theater with get a beer with it.
Yeah.
'Cause I think that
my hope, because, and there's no way it's happening, but it's my hope this is on like the Venom level, and maybe it does half of what Venom does, which would be awesome. But
Yeah.
like, Venom was like an August movie or something like that. It was just like I thought
Yeah,
it was
it
going
could-
out to die, and it's like, oh hey, look at this, people like this thing. That's
Yeah.
cool. But no, I don't see this movie being a big success at all.
So, all right, and I think did I get everything? I think I did. Yep.
Mhm.
That is it for the news, guys. So that's gonna wrap up this Moviecast episode. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everybody watching. We are over on YouTube once again for all the other content, the older content. This episode will be there over there tomorrow. So thank you. Subscribe to both channels to get notified. The Gamecast is coming up next. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys there.